All right, everybody. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. We'll get started with the training session today. Like I mentioned, we're going to talk about your personal resources and how to create information within your app that's personal to you. So I am going to go to my slide deck and we'll get started. So what are the challenges that we experience? Social media platforms are marketing to our prospects. So I know we've mentioned this in previous trainings, but it's very important that you all understand exactly how Facebook, Instagram, how their algorithms are working. And oftentimes, like if you do a search on the internet, I don't know if you've noticed, but on your Facebook or your social media, they're now presenting you with sponsored ads similar to what you've looked at. The very same thing happens to us when we're prospecting and working people through those tools, because it's seeing that conversation, the algorithm spikes, and then it's going to start presenting them with our competitors. So that's why it's so important for us to bring those people out of that world and back into our world of the app so that we can contain and manage and control those conversations and what they're seeing as well. You also have a lot of your own content that you want to share. Maybe you've made a little video, maybe you have a PDF, maybe you have a Word document, or a website that you like to use. And now you can bring that into your app. You can send that the exact same way that you share the company resources. You can even use this with your friends if you wanted to share your favorite recipe, or your family. If you wanted to share a family photo, whatever that is, you can create your own personal resources that only live on your app. And so it's important that you understand how to do that. We're going to show you that today. You also can't get your prospects into your own private channel in many other ways of communicating with them. And so by having this feature activated and utilized properly, you will now be able to do that. So the app lets you easily share what you want from anything like what is ever of interest to you, whether that be specific to this business or even things totally outside of the business that you want to share with your friends. And it's shared the exact same way as we share the resources from the company. You'll know exactly when someone looks at it. So it's the similar experience of the resources. I will be able to see that they clicked and opened it. Now, if you upload a video, you will not be able to see how much of it they watched, but you will be able to see that they clicked and opened it. So again, that will create posture for you to follow up and continue those conversations. You also are able to personalize the pre-written message. So for instance, when you send a resource now, when you send it via text, the words automatically pop up for you. Okay, now we all know we can modify and change those, but with the personal resources, you can create exactly what you want it to say. So for instance, I've had customers that will recreate a company resource within a personal resource, modify what it says, and then they're not constantly having to change it on the fly. So that's another idea for these personal resources as well. So you create the automatic text message, it sounds like you, and you send it out directly from there. And then, like I mentioned before, it allows you to utilize the appropriate third-party resources so that you have them right at your fingertips. It's ready to go. You're not having to do it every time as a one-off if it's something you utilize a lot. So it will really streamline your processes and your timeline of getting information to people by creating these personal resources within the app. So I'm going to jump out of the PowerPoint and I'm going to jump into my app and show you exactly how this works. Make my phone a co-host, and then we will be good to go. Okay, so here we are in your app. Again, we always land on the dashboard. This is the main screen of the app that has quick links to the majority of the information that you're going to utilize here. Okay, so for instance, I want to show you how to create a resource and a personal resource. Typically, I would never enter the resources from this main dashboard because I always want it associated with a contact. But for the purpose of today's training, I'm just showing you how to create one. Okay, and then after I show you how to create one, we can show you how to send it as well. So if I go to resources Typically, when you come in, you're automatically going to be on the company resources. So you're going to see exactly what I have here. In the top portion of your screen where it says resources and right below, you can see that we are looking at the company side. If I click on personal, that now expands for me any resource or link or PDF or document of any kind that I create here. So you can see that we've created these into a couple of groups of family, health, fitness, miscellaneous, professional. So if I want to create a brand new one, I'm going to click add new. From here, I can create a title. I can then put in a subject. So this is the subject that's going to come through when it's sent. It's going to pull in the first name of your contact. That's automatically defaulted for you. So I would never change that, okay? Because that's pulling in what we call a variable that's pulling from the contact screen of this person's page. If you did not want to call out their name, you can remove that, but I definitely encourage you to keep that there. It creates that personalized experience that we're going through for this whole app so that they know we're speaking directly to them and it wasn't just a mass communication. You can adjust your pre-written text here. As you notice again, that first name is coming in for you. It also has the resource link that we're going to associate. So I would not adjust those two things, but you can change the wording. So for instance, if I would not say that, I can always go here, delete it, and then say exactly what makes sense for me to say. You can put in whatever you want here. This is your wording and we want it to sound like you. And then here we can say, you can select if you want to use a company resource. So for instance, like I was saying, if you wanted to create a pre-written text message for a resource that you're sending out all the time, you could click this box and then it's going to allow you to select which resource you would like to associate. If you don't want to do that and you want to create a link off the internet, you can do that as well. And this is where you're going to input that link. Okay, so you can go online, you can copy a link, you can find a document, you can find a YouTube video, you can find anything that's of interest that you're utilizing a lot, copy it into here, and then you can associate it with a category. We have put in multiple categories for you here, and then once you select a category, even if it wasn't previously used, it's going to categorize that into this grouping, okay? You click done, and then you click save. And then now we can see my new link that I just created. Okay, the coffee recipe is the one that I just created. So that is how you can create your own personal resources within the app and make sure that you're loading in all of that information so that you have it right here. And then when I want to go send it to someone, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to click on contacts. I'm going to find the person I want to send it to. Click send resources. As you can see, personal is highlighted. Click family. Click my coffee recipe. If I want to look at it before I send it, I can always click the purple open to review the document and the resource I'm about to send. Then I can go to text message. It pulls up that verbiage that I just wrote, and now it's ready to be sent. So that highlights how you do the personal resources. And now I want to get talked about what we're going to talk about in the next training before I open it up for questions. So next week, we are going to talk about labels. Labels have incredible value to making sure your contact list is very well organized. But as we continue to train you on all of these features, you're going to see a lot of benefit to making sure that you're labeling your contact list properly so that you can quickly find people, especially as you start to get to 100 contacts, 150 contacts. You know, everybody on this call I know is reaching out to multiple people. And so we want to make sure we're organizing our list appropriately to make our jobs as easy as possible. So we'll talk about that next week. I want to open it up to any questions you may have from this training or previous trainings. Anything that anybody has that you would like to bring up? we would love to help you with. Christelle, do you have any updates or anything you would like to let the team know about why we're here together? No?
Yeah, I don't think Christelle is in the meeting.
I'm sorry. I had a
Oh.
meeting going on, but yes, I have been listening. I have nothing to add at the moment.
Can you all hear Christelle?
Oh, shoot. Okay, so you couldn't hear me. I'm sorry for that, guys. So now, can you hear me?
Yes, we have you now.
Okay, so I was saying I was here listening to the call. I didn't hear your last sentence. On my end, I had nothing to add at the moment. I'm not sure if Edward had anything, but it's just super good as always. I did post to the leadership about our training, and I know they have been looking into the resources. So this is great. But yes, no more update on my end.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to throw it out there one more time. Are there any questions that you have from this training or previous trainings that we can help you with? No, I can see Janelle shaking her head no. All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you jumping on, and we look forward to being with you next week to talk about labels. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you all. Have a good day.